you straight out there. I haven't got my shoes on yet. I've literally just made it in time, guys. Oh my goodness. The sun is rising. The sun is rising. I've just let my boot open. I'm in the back of my car. Anyway, I'm going to drop you down at the beach. Hopefully the tractor doesn't run you over. It won't. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. All right, you guys watch that. That is so gorgeous. I think it's holding the right way. There we go, that's it. Let's jump for joy. The sun is rising. Morning, guys. Check out the sunrise. It's gorgeous. How gorgeous is that? Oh, it's so weird. Without the clouds, it's not as enticing, but still, it's beautiful. All right, we haven't finished our green drink yet, and we're still going to drink some water. That is so gorgeous. We might just stay here for a minute while we finish our green drink. You guys check that sunrise out. All right, so we have our bucket. Hey Matt, how you going? This is an impromptu live. Wasn't supposed to happen this morning, Matt. So I wasn't even supposed to see the sunrise this morning. I normally do Pilates on a Friday morning and it got cancelled. So I literally ran down the beach, chucked the phone on the ground and went back to my car to get my shoes and socks and a bucket and everything. Oh, it's glorious. How cool is that? I caught the moon rising yesterday and then the sun, and the moon, you're not going to see it. The moon was literally, when I drove down, was dropping down over there. So it drops down there. Oh, it was really cool. Really cool. So, yeah. Wow, how are you feeling this morning? It's party time. Party time. Party time. Party time. Party time in the sunrise. Woohoo! Yeah, I can't really see it that good. Anyway, how are you this morning? Or how are you today, Matt? Have you had a good day? What'd you get up to today? G'day, mate. Oh, you watched me train dance. Did you see two of them? There's two of them. The first one I did on Wednesday night, which would have been your Tuesday. That got over 2,000 views. It went kaboom. And then I posted another one because, I'm extra, because there was another version. There's always another version of my dances because there's the crap dance and then there's not so crap dance. And then which one am I which is the funniest one? And that's what I want to upload. But when I was uploading the original that I did, it cut out the back end of it because it only gave me 15 seconds and the video was 27 seconds. So I thought, okay, I'll post another one the next day. But it didn't do so as well. But, I don't post to go viral or anything, guys. So, but it's just interesting what does, kick off and what doesn't. Where most of you guys have seen the second one, but no one really saw the first one. As in my friends that subscribe to me, but random strangers saw the first one. So I don't know. It's very weird. So, guys, look at the tractor tracks. So we're going to meet up with the tractor that clears the beaches on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Oh, the Zumba one. So, a story, because Matt, there's always a story, right? So, I first wanted to do YouTube like everyone else, wants to be a YouTube sensation. Probably about 5 years ago, probably when the pandemic hit, actually, because, had more time to think and I thought, oh, you know what? Let's get a YouTube page. But anyway, I realised that YouTube's not easy. It's freaking hard. And I didn't really know what I was doing. So I'd just come back from, actually, I think I was in Vanuatu at the time. And I thought, okay, I'll post a video. I didn't really edit it. I just kind of shoved videos together. And it was of Mount Yasur, a volcano that I was obsessed with, as I am. And yeah, I posted it and went, is that it? And I really didn't know what else to do. And obviously I didn't get any views. No one was subscribing. No one even knew I had a YouTube page. And I just went, that's just too hard. I'm going to give up. It's just way too easy. So I started an Instagram page instead. And I grew that to about 5,000 people. But Instagram's a really weird place. I've made friends, with my Dancing with Dora. And look, my YouTube page and my Instagram page are not about dancing. They're about, showing travels, trying to get to 80 countries. Okay, guys, I have to jump again. I just have this, I like how there's kind of like a little island, like I'm on a little island over there and I can do a jumping for joy on an island. You don't have to get it. You can just watch and laugh, okay, guys? It's all right. let's go. I think I've lined you up. Oh, did you see that? I was facing it the wrong way, wasn't I? No, I wasn't. I was facing it the right way. How was that, guys? Dance, jumping for joy. Oh yeah, my Instagram page was full of jumping for joy too, because I like to do those jumping for joys. It's just my thing. Let's finish off my green juice that I've just been drinking while I stand and watch this glorious sunrise. I know I'm a bit distracted, Matt. I'll finish the story. I will soon. I'd have my green juice. Okay, let's walk. Let's walk. So beautiful, guys. Look at this. Just look at this. Mother Nature, hey? How beautiful is that? Those wines. That is gorgeous. No, I don't make the green juice. I realised that we don't get enough green stuff out of our own, like, even if we grow plants, we don't get enough green stuff. And our grounds are depleted of minerals and stuff, even when we buy from the supermarket. So I buy green juice from the health food shop, and it was the original green juice, because now there's lots of green juices out there. It's one of the original ones. It doesn't advertise. It's really good stuff. So I do 2 scoops a day, first thing in the morning, and yeah, just gets me going. I'll finish that story in a second. I'm just taking a little video because this is so beautiful. Mother Nature. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous, guys. Just gorgeous. I just love the sand formation. Just looks really cool. Okay, where was I going with that story? Probably crapping on as usual. Yeah, so anyway, I decided to get YouTube, dump YouTube, because it was just way too hard. I mean, I had the page going, but I didn't do anything with it. I was just, staring at it blankly going, I don't know what happens. How do you get subscribers? All those things. And where YouTube was a little bit easier, anyway, I started doing just a funny dance through COVID times, because, what else are you going to do through COVID times? And I posted it on my Instagram, and someone made a joke and said, you should do a dancing segment. You could call it Dancing with Dora. And I said, oh. And he was only joking. This guy was joking. And, of course, I wasn't joking. I thought, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea. Every Wednesday I could upload a dance, call it Dancing with Dora Wednesday. And it's just, it's for fun. I don't take myself serious. I'm not a professional dancer, technically. I mean, look at me. I've got 2 left feet and look like a pelican dancing. But, people thought it was funny and they laughed, and I just kept on doing it. So here I am. I think it's been 4 years, and I post every Wednesday night. I've missed a few, trust me. But mostly Wednesday night I post it. So on my Instagram page, I've got I don't know, something ridiculous, 500 something odd dancers. Yeah. And then people have joined in, I'll get other YouTube people to send me their videos of dancing. I edit them together. Sometimes I've been able to edit them together so that we're dancing on the same page. Sometimes it's like a dance-off. I dance, they dance, we all dance. And then, some people I challenge and say, hey, I challenge you to do it, and they double dare and they send me a video. Sometimes they do their own video and say, hey, Dora told me to challenge me to do this. So it's become a bit of a, just a funny thing I do. Oh, hey, Apia, how you going? welcome to this glorious sunrise on a Friday morning here in Australia. We are in sunny Queensland. This place here is called Redcliffe. This is Sutton's Beach. Oh, there's yoga. See, there's people, I don't know, I better not show you too much, but there are yoga ladies in there. They're doing their yoga. Actually, my friend Gabriella's probably in there. You met Gabriella last night on the live. We were having Diego and I were having a barbecue at the end of my full moon walk training. And my friend just walked past and we had a bit of a chat. I introduced you on the live. But yeah, I love living in a place where, you know, you're walking down the road and you literally run into people. Like I've been walking along the beach and then after I finished my live, a friend will jump up and say, hey, I saw you holding your phone up down the beach, didn't want to interrupt. Thought I'd come say hello. Isn't that nice? So yeah, this is why I like living here. Some people think it's their worst nightmare because they don't want to be seen and, you know, they just don't want strangers coming up and saying hello. I say hello to strangers. I'll say hello to the stranger. Hey, mate. Catching anything? Nothing yet? It's just for fun. You might catch something, you never know, hey? Yeah, as I said, have a chat. I'm a have a chat. That's why I don't mind doing these lives, because I like to have a chat. And normally I'm in the comments a little bit more, but when I'm walking into the sunrise a little bit, I can't actually see the chat very well. I'm like going cross-eyed looking at it. I know there's Matt there, and I know there's someone else called Appy. Do I have what on my phone? I've got an iPhone. I'm using iPhone 16. I don't know what that word means. Aksomi? Oh yeah, back to my story. So Matt was saying he liked my Zumba dance, and I'm telling him where the Zumba dance came from. And when I say Zumba dance, on a Wednesday night, you'll see, crap. Oh, guys, could you not have warned me about the tide coming in? Oh well. Look, that's what they're sand shoes. They're old sand shoes, and I keep them back in my car just in case I get drenched. Oh well. Oh my God, guys, look. There's a whole lot of mullet. The commercial fishermen obviously went fishing this morning. Can you imagine how cold that would have been? Shit, that would have been freezing. Okay, guys, let me stop so I don't shove the camera in their faces. See, these are commercial fishermen. They're allowed to fish here on the beach here with boats, but they're putting a whole lot of mullet in the back of a truck. They do mullet runs here. Ever tried mullet? Mullet's a nice fish. It's pretty cheap to buy. It's tasty though, I don't mind it. So yeah, this is Moreton Bay. Over there is an island called Moreton Island. If you can zoom in and see that, there's an island there. So that's why this place is called Moreton Bay. And there's apparently mullet runs sometimes. So these guys I see on the beach every afternoon looking to see if they can see the mullet run. If they see the mullet run, they'll quickly chuck the boats out and get the fish. Apparently, this year it hasn't been that plentiful. So there must be a season, like it must have been this month and the end of last month, where I've seen them here, and I've only seen them do it twice. Mind you, I'm not on the beach all day, every day, am I? But I have heard from other fishermen that they heard that these guys are getting half of what they normally get each year this year. So who knows what's going on with the fish? Maybe the fish have thought, you know what? Stuff you, we want to survive. We're not jumping into your nets. Oh, the fish just dropped on the ground. So yeah, big production here. But yeah, some days there's lots and lots of bags. But still, that's probably not as much as normal. Anyway, if you're vegetarian, you probably want to look at that. I'm not vegetarian, I love fish. Oh yeah, back to my story. Okay, back to my story. So, yeah, as I said, on Instagram, it was just a bit of a token, shits and giggles. I dare people to dance with me. Some people have danced with me. Some people have embraced it. Some people now dance on a Wednesday also on their own channels and just tag me. But yeah, so it's just what I do. And then when I started trying to get back onto YouTube and figuring out how all that works, I was kind of like being prim and proper. Like I'm a travel page. I'm trying to explore to 80 countries. That's why my name is Exploradora 80. So, let's be serious on this page and not, put my silly dancing. But then I thought, you know what? People don't care about this random stranger getting to 80 countries. They want to know people. So I started posting whatever I posted on Wednesday night on Instagram, I posted on YouTube. And yeah, people are liking it. People are laughing. And now just recently, I had a lady, Vicky, that I follow on YouTube. She actually emailed me a dance. She said, "Hey, Dora, she was in the Fairmont Hotel. I think that's in Alaska or Canada. I don't know, somewhere. And she's like, so I was just vibing Dora vibes. I did a dance in the bathroom." So here's a tractor. He rakes up the sand on a Friday, so the sand looks all nice and pretty for the weekend. So we're on our way to see Lavender Rock. I kick the rock, but the rock is a love heart. And one of the people that jump on the live, like Matt jumps on the live quite regularly, a girl called Lavender, she's only 15. She said, "Hey, that rock you keep on kicking is the shape of a love heart." So now it's affectionately called Lavender Rock. Pretty, hey? So guys, this is a really pretty section here actually. It reminds me of the moon. I'll take you on there, hey? Why not? I was supposed to do Pilates this morning, so I've got a kind of free morning. This is like mangroves, but this reminds me of like planet Mars. I'm walking on lava. I don't know. This is how I think Mars might look. Like rocky stuff. Now I've got to concentrate because I definitely don't want to twist an ankle, do I? Considering next Friday at this time, actually next Friday in half an hour, I will start my 30-kilometre walk for mental health with many other crazy people. Well, that's 18 miles if you're not in kilometres. I'm walking 18 miles with many other people for charity on the sand. That's why we're training on sand, guys. But Matt, you know that. You know all that. Yeah, it's very, I don't know, it's just really cool. Look, we've got grass, like mossy stuff. And these are all mangroves. It's very cool. And you've got people fishing at the end. I won't walk too much in here because I've got to concentrate. And, I just fell into the water just a second ago. So don't exactly want to fall into one of these things and twist an ankle. Oh yeah, I was talking that, on YouTube, I've started posting these Wednesday dances. And then, they're getting engraced. People are laughing, and that's the whole idea. Life shouldn't be so serious. We should just have fun, and that's what I try to do. And so, yes, the Zumba, where that Zumba, oh shit, where the Zumba thing came from. I don't do Zumba normally. I don't know how to Zumba dance, but one of my people that follow me on Instagram, well, I follow them, we've become friends. Her name's Rach. She's originally from America, half Guatemalan and half American. And I love Guatemala. I've been there once. So, I like to connect with different people. And she's now living in France because she met a French guy when she was backpacking around Australia. So she loves Australia, so we connect a lot with that because, I do show Australian content too. I'm not just showing going overseas content. And she used to be a Zumba teacher. She said, how about we do I'll do a Zumba lesson. So I'll send you a a Zumba kind of lesson, and then, you know, you can edit it and do whatever you want with it. So this is like 3.5 years ago. She sent me this video of her dancing Zumba and it's like, you know, saying, you know, follow this, Dora, follow this. So anyway, I made my version, and then somehow, I don't know how, I must have done a great edit, but I had us dancing next to each other on the same page. Like, I masked it, so half of it was her dancing, the move, and the other half was me on the page, or the channel, or the video, dancing the move. It did really well. And, you know, the people that follow us, it's like a community, yeah, they had a good old giggle. And, you know, ever since then, I've, you know, always checked on her and seen how she's going on her page, and she checks my page. So we've, you know, we've built an interesting friendship over dancing virtually. Anyway, fast track back in May. I was living my best life. I went to Samoa for my birthday. Diego shouted me because I turned 50, guys. 50's not, you know, not everyone makes 50. And the walking with purpose, this walk I do, is for my friend Esther. She didn't make it to 50. So it's a privilege to make it to 50. I know a lot of females are like, crap, I don't want to be 50. But I thought, you know what, I can't stop it. Let's embrace it. I don't feel 50. I feel, well, actually, Diego's younger than me, so I feel as young as him. So have you heard the saying, how's that saying going? You're as young as the guy you're feeling. So Diego is, I think he's turning 48. So he's technically 47 at the moment. So he's 3 years younger than me. So I'm 47 at the moment, guys. Just saying. So, yeah. So anyway, he shouted me to Samoa, and that was country number 62. We had 2 weeks in Samoa, and that was amazing. And that's when I started doing these lives, guys, because I'm not going to be on holidays and take my laptop out and edit a video to upload on YouTube. Just not going to happen, guys. I'd rather be out seeing what Samoa has to offer. So I started doing lives, and that's when Matt actually started, not Matt, Paul D Australia. So Matt, you've met him before in the chat. So he started, I mean, we've always been subscribers of each other, but he started following my lives. And, you know, when you've got someone following your lives and kind of interested, it's nice. It kind of makes it interesting. So you're kind of showing him this and that. So I was doing a live from the lava fields where, you know, like I was just walking on those mangrovey area. It was like that, but lava rock. It was amazing. And they had these massive blowholes. So you had to be careful. But if you step back, they would, certain like phases of the waves, especially high tide, the blowholes would just go fluming up in the air, like 20 metres. It was amazing. And the sound was, whoa. So that interests you. There is a playlist called Samoa, and you'll see it's called something blowholes. I can't remember the name of it, but there was something blowholes. Anyway, so Matt started watching, you know, following that, and he kept me entertained on the live. And there was a few random people that jumped on. Actually, some people that I originally followed, so that was cool. They were like, oh, what you doing, Dora? Like, you know, I'm not used to doing lives. It's not my normal thing. And I told them, you know, I'm not going to edit anything. And who knows when I'll actually get the videos up. I went to Ibiza last September, October, and I still haven't even uploaded half those videos. Editing, you know, takes a bit of dedication, and I want to get it right, and it tells a story. I'm a bit of a perfectionist sometimes. And with lives, it just happens, you know, and I don't have to edit, and it's real. There's no editing in the, you know, or filtering or anything like that. It's just raw and uncut like me. So I kind of liking the lives for that reason. So anyway, fast track a week. We had another week left in Samoa. And mind you guys, Samoa's amazing. I have uploaded a couple of videos from Samoa. My last 2 videos were from Samoa, so check that out. But, yeah, so anyway, I got a message from WhatsApp saying, hey, you know, you haven't responded. Are you coming to my wedding? And I'm like, what wedding? So this is a girlfriend of mine that I made friends with when I used to live in Mexico. She's now living in France, and she's telling me she's getting married. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even know. She goes, I sent you a message it's like 3 or 4 months ago that I'm getting married, and would you come? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. The message didn't download. Like, look, and I showed her. I said, there was a message there, and it just wouldn't download, so I didn't listen to it. And I just responded to your next message. She goes, well, I'm getting married literally in 2 weeks' time. And I'm like, mate, I'm in Samoa. I didn't know. And I looked at the timeline, and it would mean that I'd have to fly home from Samoa, have 2 nights in my own bed, and then literally fly out to get there just in time for the wedding. It was going to be in a place called Leon. Anyway, look, old Dora, who's very impulsive, and she's still very impulsive. I don't have children, so I can be impulsive, right? Would have said, fuck it, I'm going, right? It's only money. I just turned 50, and let's face it, I'm not leaving money to any children. So spend your money. I don't have a huge lot of money, but, I thought, nah, I can't, I've got work and stuff like that too, I work for myself. I'm already having 2 weeks off. My clients will be pissed off. Anyway, Diego just says to me, you live once. Honestly, you just turned 50. You just said it. Some people don't even make it to 50. It's a big deal. He goes, I'll look up some flights for you. If it's reasonable, let's book it. I said, do you want to come? And he goes, nah, I can't. I've got to go to work. Someone has to work. I'm like, yeah, true. He goes, look, have a look. You can't, you can't be gone for 3 months or anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So anyway, we looked at the flights. I went for 12 days. And so in Europe is my friend that I did that virtual dance with 3.5 years ago. She lives in Paris. So I messaged her and said, hey, I'm literally going to be in Paris for a couple of days. Are you around? And she's like, oh, damn it. It's Steve's birthday. We think we're going to go away that weekend. I'm like, hey, it doesn't matter. If you're there, you're there. I'll message you when I get there. So anyway, long story short, I went to that holiday and I met up with her. We met up in front of a famous museum, not the Louvre, another one called the Audrey. I don't know, never heard of it before, but it's on the Seine River. And she saw me walking towards the museum, and she just runs up to me and goes, Dora! And just in my face. It was so cute. And we had a big hug, and she was like, it's so cool. We're complete strangers. We've only talked on Instagram in messages, and here we are talking face to face. It was really beautiful. So we had a picnic actually. Bought a bottle of wine, some French wine. I had bought that morning, I bought some croissants, some ham, some cheese, had some fruit. And yeah, so we went to a really nice park. That's a little private park that she knew about. It's not private, but not too many people know about it. And we had a little picnic in this gorgeous little park, just having a chat about life. And I'm a bit of I'm a budding watercolour artist. Not really artist, but I like to paint little pictures of watercolours with watercolours. So I do this only pretty much on holidays. So when I was in Samoa, I pulled out this little A5 watercolour book, and I have little travel watercolours. So they're very easy to carry, and a little paintbrush. So I just pulled it out and I just painted. What did I paint the first time? I think I painted a fale, which is a little bungalow on the beach with a palm tree. I mean, it's not amazing, but the whole idea is that, I stop my brain for a little while and I just zone into what I'm painting. And it's very kind of meditative, and it's just, good to click off and, not be holding your phone, trying to take videos and photos. And you have a memory of something you painted. So yeah, that's what I do. Hey, Ocean Waves, how you going? Look, you're probably I know you subscribe, so thank you. I know you saw me last night watching the full moon. I wasn't supposed to be here watching the sunrise this morning. I was supposed to be at Pilates, but here I am because Pilates was cancelled. So I thought I'd jump out to the beach. And, we're training our legs for a 30-kilometre walk or an 18-mile walk. Next Friday, guys, I'm walking that long. It's going to probably take about 7 or 8 hours. I'm walking with 3 other women, with many other strangers. And we're walking with purpose. We're walking for mental health awareness. And I walk personally for my friend Esther, who lost her battle with mental health. But I think we can all say that, sadly, that we have lost someone that we love and cherish to the mental health. So I'm just, gas bagging, having a bit of a chat while I walk along, guys. If something resonates with you, I'm glad. If it doesn't resonate, hey, I'm not holding you here. I'm literally just walking along, holding the phone, having a chat to my mate Matt. Matt's from Cheshire, like the Cheshire cat. I know that joke's probably getting a little bit old, Matt. But you know what? I can still say it, guys. It's my life. So this is Moreton Bay in sunny Queensland in Australia, guys. If you're just jumping on the live and hearing me gas bag about something. We are walking with purpose. They're my feet marks, actually. So I was literally just doing a jumping for joy here. At the start of the video, you'll see me doing a couple of jumping for joys. It's just a thing I do. I like to do it in through the sunrise. It's just something I do. And I'm just telling a story about how I do a funny short on a Wednesday called Dancing with Dora. And sometimes that short gets doubled up and I do another Dancing with Dora, but on a different night. And Matt was kind of complimenting on me on my Zumba routine. And I was just telling him how the Zumba routine came about. So kind of like short story long, that's what it was. That's how the Zumba dance came about, because I really met her in a park. We did some painting together in a park, having a nice picnic, some French wine. Oh my God, French wine, ooh la la. And then we thought, let's do that dance. So I did exactly the same dance she choreographed for me. And then she just jumped in and said, this is how you do it. And yeah. And then I think there was a couple of reruns of that one. So I posted that. I think it was about 3 different times. And then I posted the original one too. And yeah, some people had a giggle out of that. So that's good. Some people probably looked at it and went, what the hell? You can't dance. And why are you posting that? It's not the point. It's not the point. You missed the point. It's supposed to make you laugh. It made me laugh. Look, when I'm making these videos, I am pissing myself laughing. Like the last video I posted last night, or this morning, whatever it is for you guys, is me dancing on a train, and it's called Tube Girl Vibes, Australian style, because we don't have tubes in Australia, we have trains. So Tube Girl, if you Google it, is actually a girl called Sabrina. She's from Malaysia, but I think she was living in London, and she does this dance, selfie dance, in a tube, and she flicks her hair, because when you're in a tube, sometimes the air rushes through, so her hair flicks up, and then she's also flicking her head and flicking her hips, and it's a very cute dance. It's very cool. And so there was a bit of a sensation. Everyone was doing these tube girl dances. So I did that on Instagram back when it was relevant. And I think I got like 8,000 views on it. It was hilarious. Again, I don't do things to be viral, guys. I just think it's funny. Yeah, I don't know what goes off. But yeah, that gun went off. But anyway, I was on a train the other day and there was kind of no one in my section. They were all facing the other way. And I thought, shit, I feel a tube girl dance happening. So I put the phone down and I videoed myself doing tube girl, Australian style. So yeah, there's not much that goes into my dancing. It just comes at me randomly, like, oh, I might just dance for the fun of it. Al Jabi, how you going? It's an interesting name. Al Jabir, have I got that right? Well, welcome to my live. This was a sunrise live. That is the sun rising, is risen. It's very poetic, isn't it? Sound like a preacher. And we have people swimming in the water here. This is winter here in Australia, but this is Queensland, south of Queensland, so it's a bit warmer than normal. Now, I have a scarf on and a jumper on, and I'm probably going to have to start taking some clothes off, guys. So there could be an impromptu striptease happening in a second. Don't get excited, that's not real striptease. So guys, see this? This is a storm drain, right? Water comes out of it. I'm so descriptive, aren't I? So sometimes, well, I'll show you, okay? We go in here. Now we have my bucket because we're collecting sea glass. Oh my God, now I'm a bit tall, guys, so just bear with me. Now, this is what I do. We're lining up the camera because if you get it a bit further down, put the bottle of water up as a tripod, put the camera down. We're kind of framed. Am I framed? I don't know. Can we, I don't know, go back a bit further maybe. Am I framed? Yep, I think I'm framed. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to do a video on my other phone. Because when you do a video on, when you try to cut it from the live, it just doesn't have the same appeal. Ooh. All right. Whoops. Am I out? Oh shit, yep. So that is my jumping for joy, and we're doing a frame jumping for joy. So this is what I say, I'm very random. Now I'm just checking to see how that video turned out on my taped one. Can you see that, guys? Yeah, worked out. I'm jumping in a flash, you know, cool. Okay. So we're literally in a stormwater drain. I'm not promoting that you should do this, but you know, there's no rain. I'm safe, guys. If it was raining, I wouldn't be in here. All right. Now, yesterday I jumped over this and ended up with wet feet. I've already got wet feet from this morning. Oh, did anyone even see that? Doesn't matter. I don't care. I saw it. I loved it. I love jumping for joy. It's fun. Actually, I need some water, guys. Al Jabi is ape. Okay. Hi, ape. How you going? Where are you from, ape? Oh, he has a channel. Oh yeah, what's he post about? So guys, I think we need to strip off a bit because it's a bit warm. Oh, right. Hat on because, you know, whew, getting hot in here. Don't get carried away. It's not that kind of dancing channel. Oh. But, you know, I like to dance, dance, dance. Okay, hold on. Now I need to wrap this around my bum so we don't have this falling all over the place. I do have my spare phone. So I carry a spare phone with me. This isn't my older iPhone. I'm using an iPhone 16 to video this or do this live. And then I have an iPhone 16 and that's my little doggy. See, I don't know if you can see that, guys. That is Raji. I inherited Raji. He's my dad's dog. And then when my father passed away, I inherited him. Oh, God. Oh, and that's, look, we all know that. That's the Opera House. Anyway, yeah, Raji unfortunately died. He died a couple of years ago. We had him for like 6 years. He ended up being like 14 when he died. He had a good innings. Okay, guys, sit down for a second while I just tie my... Watch that. Watch the ocean, okay? tie my jacket around my waist. A bit warm, guys. Tell me if the tide comes in. I don't exactly want to get a wet phone. That wouldn't be good. Alright guys, and while I was just standing here, I just found a couple of bits of sea glass. So we're picking up sea glass while we walk around, and if I'm not gas bagging, I am looking at the ground. So that's some sea glass. Oi, shivers. Nearly got going again. So that'll be a good little bit. So at the end of my training, which will be probably next Wednesday, will be the end of my training. I'll do a light walk on Thursday. No, I'll probably train on Thursday, but I won't do a long walk. So, you don't want to overload your body too much before a big walk or like a race. I'm not racing, but I'm preparing like a race, guys. So, yeah, I'll stop collecting sea glass, and then after, maybe the following week, I'll show you all my sea glass and we'll come up with them ideas. We've had many ideas from the chat. Actually, I think it was Matt that mentioned that I should make some jewellery, and I kind of said, I don't know how to make jewellery. But, through the chat, through the lives, I met a guy who told me some ideas about how to make some jewellery out of sea glass. Loved it. Then another live one afternoon, one of my subscribers, Heather's Backyard, who's living in Ireland, said, I know how to do that. So I said, would you do a live with me and show me how to do it? Because I kind of know the basics now, because the guy did show me and tell me how to do it. It doesn't look so complicated. Matt, you even said it didn't look that complicated. Yes, I know, you're talking about skinny dipping. I knew you'd say that, Matt. I was trying to keep it PG, man. But no. Honestly, it would be beautiful, guys. And honestly, actually, this is the type of weather I'd go swimming, guys. I probably wouldn't go skinny dipping because there's people walking along here, and that's a resorty pubby thing. People are having breakfast and their coffees. They don't exactly want to have their breakfast and coffee and see me in my birthday suit running around. But the thought's there, man, okay? The thought's there, and it is beautiful. I reckon, my feet went swimming just before, and it was beautiful, actually. So maybe next week I might go for a swim. I don't know if the live can handle me going for a swim, but man, my jumper's fallen off. Hold on. Let me just reassess. Okay. The reason why my jumper's falling off is because I have my mobile phone in the pocket of it. It's hanging down, making my jumper fall down. So, okay. All right. Let's keep walking, guys. This is the whole idea of this walk, is to actually walk, not stop and do all these jumping for joys and stuff. But I get sidetracked, guys, okay? Best at night. Yeah, look, well, to be honest, I wouldn't swim here at night time because there's sharks lurking out there, man. But in a lake, yes. So people, Matt is from Cheshire in UK, and there's lots of lakes where he lives. And he's talking about, it's quite nice to go skinny dipping at night time. You're right, because no one can see your bits and pieces. Not that I really don't care, to be honest. We all have the same bits and pieces. I mean, Matt, your mother has the same bits and pieces as me. That's weird. Like, okay, too much information. This is not for children. Though I have had children on here. One morning I was talking away and I just presumed everyone was like over 16. I shouldn't presume anything. Anyway, the guy I was talking to was 6. He was 6 years old. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing on my live? I didn't say it like that. But I'm like, what are you doing on my live? Like, you're only 6. Go play with your bikes or something. And he's like giving me like YouTube advice. He's like, I was just looking at your channel. You've got some good content, but you don't get many views. I'm just like, oh, here we go. We've got a YouTube guru that's going to give me some advice. Look, guys. Oh, that's pretty. That's not your normal colour, sea glass. Normally it's beer bottle blue, beer bottle brown. That's got like a bluey, light blue green tinge. Well, I like that. That's very nice. It's not set for adult only. And you know why I haven't set it for adult only? Is because you know how I talk about Lavender's rock? So Lavender is someone I met through the chat. And, you know, she's a lovely girl. She's only 15. So if I actually did that, I'd never actually run into Lavender again. And, you know, some afternoons I'm walking and it's only me and Lavender having a chat about life. So I kind of figure I can keep it clean, you know. Oh, if I know there's someone young in this chat, if they've kind of said they are, then I won't talk about too many risque kind of things. I don't really talk about risque things, but, you know, like even if they were on the chat right now, we can talk about skinny dipping. I'm sorry, but like, yeah. See, that's your normal colour. That's why I got a bit excited before when I saw that green stuff. Guys, it's a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning. So, yeah, I was supposed to do Pilates this morning and I got to, so I set my alarm. I sleep in a little bit on a Friday morning or a Tuesday morning. You know, sleeping is good for us because I don't do Pilates. I don't have to leave to go to Pilates till about 6:45. So after the sun rises. So I got a message when my alarm went off at 6:20 saying, no Pilates, stay in bed. And I went, crap, quick, get out of bed and catch the sunrise. You might as well, because I was planning to do walking after I went to Pilates anyway. And then I'm going to walk to work later this morning. So I just thought, you know what, I might as well just get out here now, do the walk, catch the sunrise, and then I can go home and have a nice breakfast before I go to work. Instead of sleeping in. And let's face it, once your alarm goes off, you're not sleeping in, guys. You are opening your phone and you're scrolling. You call it doomsday scrolling. And look, I can't talk because here I am. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. Just looking at that rock. Remember we had a guy called I am, on last night and he was kind of telling me about the crystals. I actually put them in I put the crystals that I found yesterday on a walk in the moonlight last night to be moonlight blessed. I'd say that's a bit of quartz, guys. So I've started to pick up some rocks along the way too that, you know, I'm aligned to. Because who knows what I might do. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bits of sea glass. So many ideas. I mean, I could probably do quite a few different ideas. Like making jewellery. I really do want to make the jewellery now, guys. And it was Matt, I'm sure it was you that said I should make the jewellery. So I thank you for that and blame you for that because probably the next challenge I'm going to be doing is trying to make jewellery. Oh, sorry, were you telling me about that guy's channel? Apia or whatever he was, or Ape? You said he does post stuff. What does he post about? Are you talking about his channel we need to grow or my channel we need to grow? Here's a different colour again. It's like a greeny, olive greeny. So yeah, that's why I haven't changed it to adult only. And apparently, even if you do change it to adult only, children can jump on because, you know, let's face it, anyone can have a YouTube. I had heard that they're actually changing the rules, and actually in Lavender, oh no, I have. She's on holidays, I think. But I did hear that YouTube were changing the rules that you had to be over 16 to actually be on YouTube and have a channel. And believe it or not, have you seen, I don't know if you've bothered to look, but there are a lot of creators under 16. Shitloads. YouTube is huge in the 16 market. It's crazy. So I find it hard to believe they will change that because, there's a lot of people watching it. But at the same time, I can get it why they would. That's a nice bit. We're not swearing. That's right. We're not. Oh, your channel. My channel. Oh, thank you, Matt. Hey, you know what, Matt? I'm five clicks away, 5 subscribers away from having 500 subscribers. That's friggin' pretty cool. Like, literally at the start of the year, I had 200 subscribers. So, and I haven't been posting consistently. So anything I do, don't do it because I do everything upside down and I just do it in my theme. I'm not, I'm not sticking to what people, the gurus say that you should do. I mean, look, if I get monetized, what does that really mean? So many people are trying to get monetized. There's so many videos saying, I'm trying to get the watch hours and blah, blah, blah. And I get it because they want to earn some money. But once you get monetized, you're on the basic level. You're on the, you're making peanuts, man. You can't give up your day job. It's the first step. And it's interesting. I'm open-minded, right? I'm open-minded. And I looked at my stats. I don't hardly ever look at my stats. Your analytics kind of thing, your back end. Not being rude, not my back end, not my back end. Sorry, I'm never serious. And I was just doing the maths and I thought, holy shit, my July has been massive. Mind you, I have been doing probably 2 lives a day. And I'm not doing it because I thought I wanted to grow my channel to be monetized. I'm literally just taking you guys on for my, my training. Or if there's something interesting like platypus chasing. I mean, everyone wants to see platypus chasing, right? Well, you should, because they're pretty cool. And holy shit, I think I've got 80 watch hours for July already, and we're 10 days in, 11 days in. Yeah, it's crazy. But the reality is it's not real because I'm not going to keep up this, upload pace. I want my life back, guys. I'm not going to be walking lots and lots of kilometres on sand after this training. I'll do a bit. Maybe I'll do once a week on the sand because it is actually good for you to walk on sand. It's actually better to take your shoes off. So I probably will do that. Go barefoot walking on sand. And maybe I'll do a live because, you guys like a chat. And I do like sharing this with you guys. It's a nice little time to reflect. And even if no one's listening, I still have a chat to myself. Funny that, eh? You like when I'm exploring different places? Yeah, so do I. So what I do for a living, Matt, I'm a glorified support worker. I shouldn't say it like that. It's a privilege to help some of these people. But my background is sales and selling stuff. And then I merged over into basically helping people get jobs. So that's my main kind of career, is I've been helping people long-term unemployed, injuries, and people with disabilities get back into the workforce. And I worked for different companies. And then I used to manage one of the organisations for a while, and then I was made redundant. And I was, by this stage, this is 11 years ago, I was a fat mess. And I say this in a nice way. I'm not saying that I was fat, but I was drinking so much alcohol because I was so stressed in life. My job was quite stressful. My relationship at the time was quite stressful. I was in a long-term relationship with a guy that really wasn't a good person. He was probably an alcoholic, and I was drinking a lot to just get through it, to be honest. I don't know why I stayed. I stayed probably because we had a house together, we had a dog together, a little puppy, Owlie. And, sometimes it's a lot easier just to stay and put up with the shit. And anyway, I'm not talking about that. But anyway, I was made redundant from that job, and it was probably the best thing in hindsight. At the moment, at that time, it was absolute murder, and I thought, the world had, gone to shit. And I ended up in Mexico. And it was the best thing I ever did for myself, because Mexico is a place I went when I was 25, and I lived for about 7 months, and it was a crazy time of my life. It was so much fun, and I met some amazing, beautiful people. And one of those people was of that wedding I went to in France. So, things come full circle, and, just saying yes to opportunity. And anyway, long story short, it's been 11 years since I've come back from Mexico. I lived there for a couple of years, and I did go back to what I know, which is obviously helping people get jobs after I lived in Mexico. And then I started working for myself. So I was working for myself, doing, same thing, I was basically selling myself off to all the different organisations I used to work for, and I was their marketer. So basically, I just worked my own times, found people jobs. It was great. I loved it. Then COVID hit, and all those jobs went kaput because everyone lost their jobs pretty much. So that was a bit of a lesson learned. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's a nice big chunky bit. Oh man, I'm glad I got out of bad times too. And, hold on, I keep on losing my jacket. So anyway, I started working for myself, and then, pimping myself out to different agencies. And I learned a big lesson out of that, because I was working probably more for myself than I was working when I was made redundant, when I thought I loved my job, and, I was queen bee because I was managing, this office with all these staff, and I thought I was just top shit, But reality was just a number, because I was made redundant, and they got rid of all the managers in these offices and let the staff run them. And, pretty much it went kaput. And they are now bankrupt, this company now, this organisation. It's actually Red Cross, Australian Red Cross, the blood bank. They do, they give blood out to people that are, need blood transfusions, right? They had an arm where they had Red Cross employment agencies, and I was running one of their businesses. Anyway, so they've gone now. Red Cross is still going, the blood bank, but not the employment agencies. Funny that. They tried to make more money by getting rid of all the managers, and it just went kaput. But it's more about about the service. A lot of people they actually hired a lot of people with disabilities in the jobs, like people that cleaned, some of the receptionists had disabilities, and they all lost their jobs. So anyway, that's a bit sad, I thought. Anyway, so fast track, that was, working for myself, loved it, but working a million hours, drinking again. What is with me and drinking to, get through stress? And I was putting on weight. I had blood pressure through the roof. I was now on 2 blood pressure tablets to control my blood pressure. I was a little bit chunky monkey. And so anyway, I cleaned myself up. I started doing TM meditation to control my stress. I basically just decided to do completely something not different, but just a little bit different. In Australia, we have a thing called the NDIS, which is a government organisation that give money to people that are disabled, and give them, like, for social skills, for cleaning their houses, for taking them to the hospital, all these kind of things that help their reality when, they have a disability. And some of that funding is to actually help young people get life skills to be able to get a job. So these young people don't actually have to work. They get money from the government every fortnight, like a pension. It's not a huge lot of money. You can't live on it, especially in today's reality. But, they live with their parents, so, they just pretty much stay home and watch YouTube all day. But what I try to do is motivate them to want to work in any way I shape I can. So like, I take them on train adventures. So like the other day when I was filming myself doing that dance, my client was on another train meeting me in the city. So I was on the phone with them going, right, I've taught them how to catch the bus. I've taught them how to catch the train and, ask questions to make sure that they're on the right train. They call me and say, yep, I'm reading at I'm on platform whatever. So I know what platform they should be on. So anyway, sometimes, so I'm working with them, but not with them sometimes. So look, I do get a bit of a kick out of it because I am helping people. And I have some interesting clients. We do some interesting things. Luke's family, hey, how you going? Luke's family fishing, cool. You have to have a diagnosis. You actually do. You can't just say, hey, I've got a sore leg. Can I get NDIS funding? No, definitely not. It is not easy to get the funding. I only work with the young people, so I only know how it kind of works for the young ones. So when you're a young one, so I kind of was marketing myself in the schools, talking to the special education units. So a lot of those parents didn't know about NDIS. So I would have a meeting with the parents and say, hey, there is funding available for your child when they leave for like transition out of school, because, the government don't want them just sitting at home after they finish school, getting just money from the government. And, sitting at home is very isolating. So, so basically, as long as they've got some kind of diagnosis that they're getting support from the special education unit, and like schools get money also from if they're supporting kids with disabilities, so they have to prove different things too. So there's a whole lot of proving and stuff. Like you can't just have, I've got a sore finger and you know what I'm saying. There is proof. It's not easy. And right now we've got massive changes in our government and legislation that a lot of funding is actually getting cut. So I don't know actually how long I'm going to be working in this industry, to be honest, because a lot of people are going to lose their funding. So, anyway, so that is what I do currently. I work with a couple of different clients. I work my own hours. That's why I'm able to kind of go, hey, sorry guys, I'm having 2 weeks holiday and then I'm going to have another 2 weeks holiday. I mean, it's not great because unfortunately these clients, if they're not working with any other support workers or people, they will just stay home and do nothing. But, it's also a little bit on their family. The family need to also take some responsibility. And some families do, some don't. And it shouldn't be on my shoulders. I'm not the parent. So anyway, I don't need to talk about my life, my work life. Oh, look, I don't know. Luke family fishing. As I said, I don't get into the technical stuff. They only come to me when they actually have the funding. I just guide them on, that they need some kind of diagnosis and that they need to get X, Y, Z, and they need to, get that through the NDIS and doctors and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of stuff you need to jump over hoops. I'm not, qualified to do all that stuff. I don't do that. Yeah, that's not my thing. So also while I was self-employed, well, I'm still self-employed, I started doing recruitment for organisations. So I worked for an oil and gas company. So I worked for them 3 days a week and then I worked a couple of days a week for myself. So that was a good mix. And so I'm always kind of in the employment space. I believe, having a meaningful job for any of us is a nice thing to do, regardless of, if you have a disability or not. There's people out there that don't have disabilities, people, and they don't work. And, they're getting depressed sitting at home, literally just watching YouTube all day. So there's man-made depression or man-made disabilities too. So anyway, I'm just a big believer that if you're have something meaningful to do, and look, I know, Matt, you are retired, and a few people that watch me are retired, but having, and I do like to ask people, you've got to have something meaningful to do. Like my friend Paul D, Australia, he's retired. He lives on an island and he has fun. You know, he does a couple of walks a day as a minimum. So he has a routine. And I'm sure he does a whole lot of stuff in the back end that he probably doesn't discuss in the chat. But, you know, I guess it's finding meaningful things to do. It's interesting. Well, we've got some palm prawns. Prawns? What do you say? Palm fawns. That's what I'm trying to say, palm fawns. Interesting. Okay, so look, you used to do a lot of cleaning. Okay, so where have you moved to? Oh, you're not retired, Matt. Sorry. Sorry, I get confused some days. That's the other guy from Iowa. He's retired. Well, what do you do, Matt? If you'd like to discuss and share, since we're sharing today. And guys, we have 2 or 3 pelicans coming up in front of me. And you know I love pelicans. So we won't go too close, but we'll get close enough. You guys can have a little gawk like I am. Yeah, palm fronds. Yeah, I know. Oh, here's a lot of little stuff here, guys. Little sea glass. So Luke, I'm walking at the moment you obviously are in Australia. Have you heard of Coast Track, Luke? Coast Track do a lot of organised walks for charities around Australia. So next Friday I'm doing one for them. The money and the awareness goes to Beyond Blue, so mental health. So I'll be walking 30 kilometres next Friday from Peregian Beach to Mooloolaba Beach. If you're in Australia, you probably kind of know those locations, maybe. I don't exactly know where you live. You said you've moved to a place that doesn't do not NDIS kind of area. So have you moved to like a regional farming area or something like that? Okay, so you work with your brother Matt as a gardener and do necessary like handiwork kind of stuff and maintenance. Okay, cool. So you're into gardening, hey? So do you know your plants and all that kind of stuff? Are you into plants? I mean, I'm guessing you're gardening, so you're probably around plants a lot. Oh, sorry, Luke. Have you been on the chat for? Sorry, you might have been on the chat that I missed that conversation. So whereabouts are you based, Luke? Whoa. Oh, Lake Macquarie. Okay, yes, I do remember you. Did you change your handle name or your picture? Because sometimes on pictures, it's weird. I know you were talking about Lake Macquarie. Okay, so Lake Macquarie, that's a pretty big area. How come they don't have NDIS there? Okay, so let's go around Little Pelicans because we don't want to interrupt their solace for my entertainment and your entertainment. They're just gorgeous, guys. All right, where's my phone? I have to take a photo. Oh my gosh. I've been videoing the whole time on my phone. Let me just delete that because that will be rubbish. Hello, pelicans. I love pelicans. Just so cool. Look at them just fleeing themselves. And you know they know that I'm here. Like they're eyeing me off. Going, hey girl, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What are you up to tonight, lady? Hey Sheila, what you up to tonight? Want to have a fish taco? Hey, Mary, how you going? Hey, Mary, do you have 2 channels? Because I think you do. Ah, yeah, I get what you're saying, Luke, because when you're cleaning, you don't get paid for the travel. That's hard, isn't it? Well, I've got to say, Luke, things are going to change in the NDI space. That's why I'm kind of thinking about phasing myself out, because they want to make everyone providers, and then you're going to have to get audited every year, which, to be honest, like I used to work in organisations where we had to be audited every year and go, it's a lot of stress. And you've got to do disability standards. Oh, it's a lot of stuff. I get it because it makes sure that, you know, you are doing the right thing, and it will get rid of the cowboys, because there's a lot of cowboys in this space. So sometimes I actually think it's a bit of a dirty word if I say, oh yeah, I work in the NDIS space. People kind of look down on you going, oh God, you're one of those people. Because people are taking advantage of a lot of people with big packages. Look at these guys. Are they going to fight each other? Look at them. Look. Yes, I thought you did, Mary. Yeah, 'cause I was thinking to myself, and I met you on the live, didn't I? You were doing the YMCA dance with me, weren't you? That was so cool. I'm actually going to download that video or screen it. So I hope you don't mind, Mary. I was going to do like a little short of us, you, Doran, and Frank. I was going to tag you guys in it, and, you know, show that, you know, we were doing a virtual dance together. Because I do a Wednesday dance of Dancing with Dora Wednesdays, and it's fun to share people dancing. And dancing on a live, it's even better. Okay, so it's not really about crocheting, it's about connection. And yeah, I love that, Mary. You do a lot of great stuff, and thank you for sharing my content. I didn't actually realise it doesn't actually notify me unless I look in my mention box. And then I saw that you shared my stuff. I think, Matt, you shared my stuff too, so thank you. And Craig, you know that he's been on the chat a few times, Farm Cow, he'd been sharing my stuff. So thank you, guys. They are a bit like a hippo sound. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, Mary, that's cool. You know, and I'm glad that I didn't post it straight away, because I didn't actually know it was you, Mary. I thought, you know, then after you, like, I know your channel, a couple of your channels probably subscribed to me, and I checked out your channels too and subscribed, but I didn't actually connect the dots that you were Mary on the live, and that you were the same Mary on the live. So, hey, you guys are walking away. What did I do? Did I smell? God, they're so cute, guys, honestly. I could just stand here and watch pelicans all day. And considering I don't have to go straight off to work this morning, I can stand here and watch. Got to say, Mary, that was such an impromptu live to jump on and start, you know, I'm going to introduce myself, and then I'm like, oh, fuck it, let's dance. And then Frank's like, and I said, look, let's do the YMCA. And Frank goes, I can do that. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then here's Frank, you know, playing on his guitar, YMCA. And here's Mary. She's got glasses on. I've got glasses and a hat on. Doran has glasses and a hat on. It was so much fun. It was a vibe, wasn't it? And I will share it. So thanks, Mary. Because I did tell Doran about it. I'm sure Frank won't mind, will he? I didn't actually find Frank's channel yet, actually. Actually, Mary, do you know what Frank's channel's called? It's Frank's Music or Frank something. Could you tell me what it was? Because I don't really want to, you know, I don't want to put him on, you know, on a short of mine when I'm not following him, and, you know, it feels a bit bad. Hey, Paul, how you going? I think I was just talking about you, actually. Hopefully it was a nice thing I was saying. Can't remember what I was saying. I'm sure it was nice. Yeah, no, Mary, you did. I did see that. That's how I connected that you were the same channel, because the picture that you made was exactly the kind of same posts that you made on the other channel. And I was like, okay, they're the same channel. So I connected the dots. So thank you for, sharing my stuff, Mary. I appreciate that. Ah, okay. So you do different things on each page. And everyone in the chat, if you haven't met Paul D, I don't know, Mary, have you met Paul D Australia? He's my Australian mate. Code 4, he's my assistant. No, he's not a paid assistant. He's a volunteer assistant. So Paul's my mate. He's from down the bottom of Australia. He's in Victoria. He's on an island called Phillip Island. So it's interesting. Redcliffe lives a bit of peninsula. So we're surrounded by water and then we're attached by a little bit of land. So there's two ways to get into Redcliffe. One's on a long bridge and then the other one's through the land of the peninsula. So it does feel like a bit of an island. So Paul, we both kind of live on islands. Paul lives on an island where he can see whales he can do whale watching from the beach. It's so cool. Like there is whales out here, but they're more out on the point. So we can't see them from here. I mean, I wish I could see them from here. But Paul, you live in paradise, man. So he saw a whale the other day. You saw 2 whales, didn't you? So jealous. That's so cool. I mean, I get to see pelicans every morning. I don't know, whales or pelicans. Actually, they're both beautiful. Let's not discriminate against the animals. I think the pelicans in their own right are absolutely gorgeous. And then whales in their own right are absolutely gorgeous. So yes, Paul is sharing about this 30-kilometre walk I'm doing next Friday, guys. Next Friday. This time, plus half an hour. So at 7:30 in the morning, I start walking my 30 kilometres or 18 miles with 3 other women, with many other strangers, walking for purpose. Okay, you're taking it easy this morning, Mary, because you spilt coffee grounds on the ground. Oh, you tripped over the broom. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, that's not good. Yeah, you should rest today, mate. Legs up, chill, cup of tea. Hope you feel better tomorrow. Yeah, guys, Mary is really good on connections. Like when I met you in the chat, obviously I didn't know your channel. And that's a good thing about doing lives. Like you get to meet, or jumping on people's lives, should I say, not just me doing my own lives. When you jump on chats and then you actually get invited on to, have a chat, it's, you meet some really interesting people. And what I picked up about you, Mary, as I said, I knew your name from meeting you on the live, but I didn't know your channel. And I didn't connect the dots that your channels were you, was that you had a beautiful connection, that you wanted to, you wanted to know about people, you were interested in people, you were asking me questions about me and my channel. You were asking, I was watching you asking, questions of other people that came on the chat. So you were interested in people, and that makes you a great networker. And it makes sense to why, you like to share people and connection, and, if everyone's growing, you're growing kind of thing. That's a beautiful kind of place to be. No one's left behind. Also, one of your channels is monetized. And the revenue goes to your mum and helps her. Oh, that's beautiful. Which channel is monetized? Blessed to Crochet. Oh, that's fibromyalgia. Yeah, I can't say that word properly, but that is definitely a disability that's very debilitating. It's hard to see too, and it's hard to be diagnosed, I hear too. Oh, look at that, Matt. Matt's checking you out already, Mary. Matt's a great guy too, so he's not a weirdo. He's got the spanner, so I trust him a lot. Okay, I'll tag both your channels, Mary, when I do the post. Well, you live in Lake Macquarie, Luke, so you would definitely see some really cool stuff. Black swans, yeah. See, black swans are so beautiful, hey. So Paul D, Australia, where he lives, he also sees black swans. He did a post the other day, a short on baby black swans. It was pretty. They're pretty. They're so fluffy when they're babies. Yeah, it's not a very nice disability, that's for sure. I mean, there's no nice disabilities, but it's very debilitating. It's like chronic fatigue, like you're fatigued all the time. Where's the pelicans are fighting each other? All right. Well, they're obviously not that scared because that guy's just standing right next to them. But, I don't really want to go too close to them, but I still want to keep on walking. So we'll walk over the top of this, guys. Actually, probably have a nice view up here, actually. Here we go. Hey, pelicans. I'll take this opportunity to have a drink of water. That's a nice view, guys. Oh, they're just so cute. I think it was yesterday we saw 4 of them together. I don't know what I just saw then, guys. There's something jumped out of the water. There's some jumping fish sometimes. There are... Oh, there we go. Something's happening. There. God, look at that. Look at the reflection. Oh, that's so cool, guys. Oh, see? Yeah. See how I said there's something in the water? They saw that and they've gone to check it out. They're not stupid, are they? Oh, look. What's he going? Where's he going for? What's going on? Okay. Something's going on. So clear. So sometimes you can see dolphins going through here. Sometimes you can see turtles. It's pretty clear today, actually, guys. Like I said, this would be beautiful for swimming today. And Matt's going to say, yes, it'd be beautiful for skinny dipping. Yes, it would be. Considering I don't have my togs with me, it would be really good. But I don't think the people up here would really appreciate it, just saying. So we have a bit of a kind of camping community down here. You're actually not supposed to camp here, but they do kind of, if you're not staying here long term, they let you stay 1 or 2 nights, which is nice. You get people with their rooftop tents and stuff. It's beautiful. I'm just going to put you down for a second while I just tie up my jacket again. I'll keep on dropping it. Such a beautiful morning, guys. Yeah, what Paul D said. Thanks, Paul. Oh, Frank. Okay, Frank's Tracks. Okay, let me just screenshot that. Mary, thank you. And that's your other channel. So guys, that's Mary's other channel, Blessed to Connect. Sorry, Blessed to Crochet, which is really, she's connecting. So yeah, Matt. Oh, hey, Monique Power, how you going? Welcome to my live walking along the beach. Well, I'm just sidetracked at the moment, guys, because it's so beautiful up here. And I was looking at the pelicans. I didn't want to get too close to them. But obviously you can see that they don't really care. They're getting up close and personal with that guy. Sorry, guys, Frank Tracks, if you want to check him out. He was on a live that I met Mary, which is, Mary has 2 channels here that's in the chat. Blessed to Crochet and Blessings, what's her other channel here? Blessings, hold on. Blessings Through Connection. They're saying they're both Mary's channels. But I met her through a live I was on with The Source 749, I think that's his channel name. His name's Doran. I met him through a 30-day challenge I did when I first kind of started getting on YouTube. And he's really good at connecting people. And just like Mary, she's really all about connections and, bringing people together and connecting over different things and different hobbies. And it's just amazing how people come together. And someone said to me the other day, that's what you're doing with your lives, Dora. And I'm like, I hadn't really even thought about it that way. Like, here I am, I'm walking for purpose. But, I get all these interesting people that jump on the live. And you guys are connecting in the chats too, which is nice. And I'm connecting with you guys. Like, I'm learning lots from you guys too. So it's not just one way. You guys are getting something from meeting each other. You're getting to know a little bit about me, which sometimes can be frightening, I'm sure. I'm getting to know a bit more about you guys. We get to see wild animals. I introduced you to the Australian platypus the other day. Oh, so gorgeous, guys. Oh yeah, Frank Tracks. So when I was on this live the other day, Frank he's really good at playing music. He just plays the guitar and sings. That's amazing. That's a skill. I mean, I can't. I sing sometimes in the background just to be funny, but I'm no singer. But Frank, he definitely can sing. So I'm going to check out his page. So if you want to do it, check it out too. So see these guys up here? They've got binoculars up here. These are part of the fishing group that I was showing you down the other end, that getting the mullet. They're looking to see if they can see the mullets run. I don't know what that means, but that's what they do. They're looking for the mullet run. So a lot of them sit up here and they're, checking out, seeing what's happening, and then they'll get the boats out. God, it sounds like seagulls strangling each other. All right. So ordinarily I'd give these guys a wide berth, but they were actually walking up to that guy walking along the beach. So let's see what happens. I don't want to interrupt them, but I want to walk to the end of the beach, right? Yeah, they'll just walk away. I'm watching you. I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. Hey, Sheila. Yeah, they're beautiful. So beautiful. Sorry, mate, I'm not going to hurt you. I'd never hurt you. All right, we did that, guys. We did it. So, guys, just know that I'm not always watching the chat because the sun is now reflecting off my screen. Anyway, that's my excuse, okay? Paul will say that I'm blind and I should be wearing glasses. He might be right a little bit. Okay, guys, I'm losing my jacket again. I gotta keep on. Jigga, jigga. Oh, my goodness. Okay, put you down again, guys. All right, I did a double bow here, down here, so hopefully that will stay. First world problems, I know. All right, so I'm way down in the chat now. I completely missed a whole section, guys, sorry. If there was something important you wanted to, draw my attention to, just tell me and I'll go back and look. Yeah, what Paul D said, put your channel in the chat. We're all about seeing, new pages. Because like Matt introduced me to a really cool page the other day. Matt, do you want to drop Katie's link in there? I know she's not doing lives at the moment because she's a bit sick, but she's an interesting lady. She's from Alaska. She's dead cool. So, Paul D Australia, I have to give you a plug because, I've met you. I mean, I don't exactly know how we became friends. I think I probably stalked you from someone else's channel. I think it was Billy's channel, wasn't it? Anyway, we've been watching each other's content and, putting a nice little comment. But then when I started doing lives, Paul jumped on. So that's how we kind of got to know each other through the chat. Or me gas bagging and Paul just responding to my gas bagging. So I do appreciate you, Paul, because sometimes I could be just walking alone by myself. And, then you pop on and say hello, tell me about your day walking. And that pumps me on too, pumps me up. I love hearing about other people's walks. So here is Scott's Point, guys. It's beautiful here. It's a little bit of a hill up here. And then it's got a good view. And this is like a nice little private cove. Now, that's not me peeing, guys. That's just a stormwater drain. So sometimes this is low tide and you can walk straight out over there. And it's like a private little beach. So if I go swimming, this is where I go swimming, Matt. And I'm sure people go skinny dipping sometimes down here because it is a bit private. But doesn't that look gorgeous, guys? So just that flip. Good morning. How you going?
Lovely day.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. What are you collecting?
Oh, it's a few pretty rocks.
Oh, yeah. There's some nice rocks that you find down here, eh?
Oh, yeah. Keep your eyes open.
There you do, don't you? So he's collecting little rocks and crystals, I guess. And I should be collecting... Oh, shit. Just nearly got wet. Hey, Paul, I've been collected twice now with my shoes today. Straight in the drink. So, yeah, wet socks are becoming a regular thing on my channel when I do lives. Oh, so, yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked, Paul. Yeah, no, Paul, I do appreciate you jumping on the chat because, you know, not that, you know, I would, even if you didn't jump on the chat, I would still be here, you know, talking away, probably more talking about mental health and stories. And, yeah, but, you know, it is nice when someone's actually in the chat saying hello and, oh, cool, that looks cool, or asking questions. You know, it is nice. So I do appreciate that, Paul. I appreciate you. And Paul D, he posts content about where he lives. I had a frog in my voice then. He posts content on where he lives on Phillip Island, on his walks, what he sees. But he also posts about his travels. So just recently he posts some photos and videos on Krabi Island, or Krabi, not Krabi Island, but Krabi, which is in Thailand, and his experience there. So he posts about his travel experiences and Australia. And he posts, he's got a posting schedule. He's very dedicated, Paul. He posts on a Wednesday. And it just occurred to me that I didn't even check your post out last night. He posted a short last night. No, not last night. Wednesday night, 2 nights ago. And I haven't even looked at it, Paul. I'm sorry. I will look at it. So he does a short on a Wednesday. And then on a Saturday, he posts a long form video. Some sea glass, guys. It is beautiful, isn't it? Hey, Monique Power. I've seen your name pop up a few times. Can you just remind me what your channel's about? Guys, what I normally do when I can't find people's channels is I screenshot the chat and then I go looking for their channel. Here's our resident pelicans. Hey guys, I don't want to be that close to them. How cool is that? I mean, it's cool to be close to animals, but I don't really want to be that close because, you know, it's not nice. But as you saw, I couldn't really get around them that easily. Oh, they're gorgeous. So gorgeous. Okay, we're walking. Hey, Deborah, how you going? Are you feeling better, Deb? I know you had a bit of a stomach. You didn't feel good yesterday, or today, should I say? So Deb is in Spring, Texas, guys. Mary, you're in Ohio, aren't you? Is that correct? And Matt is in Cheshire. So we've kind of got the international connections going here today, guys. We've got Paul D at the bottom of Australia. We've got Marie in and Mary in the States. We have Matt in the UK and Monique Power. I'm not sure exactly where you are. A gift basket designer. Right, that's interesting. Wow, tell us about that. Gift basket designer. So do you mean like you design the gift baskets, or like you sell, baskets full of flowers and gifts, like, bottles of wine and chocolates and stuff? And I'm not being disrespectful. I want to know a little bit more about your channel. Shopping deals. So Deb's father was from Ishland, Ohio. Mary might know your father, Deb. No, I'm just joking. People people say that to me all the time. They'll go, "Oh yeah, my cousin's from Australia. Do you know so and so?" And I know there's not a huge lot of Australia hasn't got a huge population, guys, compared to like the States or the UK. I can't even remember what that population's like. Oh, frig. I can't even remember the population of Australia now at this present top of my mind. 30 million. It was about 27 for a while ago. I'm sure we've grown, but we're not huge. And we've got massive land. But most of the people live by the coastline, like I do. East Coast is probably where most people live. Like Luke. Oh, actually, Luke was in the chat too. He's from Port Macquarie. So he's in New South Wales. He's on the coastline too. He's on East Coast like me. I'm on the East Coast of Australia, Queensland. And then you've got Matt. Sorry, not Matt. You've got Paul D, the bottom of Australia, at the Bight kind of thing, near the Bight. Is it called the Bight? No, the Bight's that's kind of South Australia, isn't it, Paul? Okay, so yeah, so Monique, so you put all different things in the baskets. Cool. And you sell that online? Great. How long have you been doing that? And how did you get into that kind of business? It's an interesting business to get into. Did you like giving gifts? And you made really nice gift baskets? And then did someone say, "Oh, you should do that as a job"? Because that'd be pretty cool if that kind of came about like that. So you do housewarming gifts and all occasions. Ah, okay, cool. I've got an idea for you, Monique. Oh my gosh, guys. It's a big bit of sea glass. Massive chunk. Marie, look at this. Sorry, not Marie, Deborah. Deborah loves looking at different colours that I get. I don't know what kind of bottle that would come from, guys. I don't know. There's some letters there. There's a B, but I don't know what kind of bottle that would be from. It's a big bloody bottle. I know the guys sit here and they fish and smoke and drink beer a lot, so maybe that was from them. I don't know. Cool. I was just going to say, Monique, I've done quite a few things in my life, and I've always kind of had second or third jobs because that's how I afford to go on holidays and take trips, is because I've always had, a side gig and a side gig to my side gig. And one of my side gigs was what I used to do with Diego. We used to sell gluten-free, dairy-free, not sugar-free donuts. So you know how the gluten-free, era is definitely here. But this is about 5-6 years ago now. And we used to go to markets and sell these donuts. We'd cook them at the markets. It's a bit of a production, guys, just saying. We had this flour that we'd buy that's, this special gluten-free, dairy-free, free of every kind of thing. And then we'd cook it and then put cinnamon and sugar on it. So definitely not sugar-free. But why I'm saying this, Monique, is because a friend of mine said, hey, I've got a friend coming up. It's her birthday. Could you make like some kind of donut basket for me? And I'm a bit of a creative soul. And I came up with an idea. She gave me a budget. I think she gave me $50 and said, can you just, make her something? I said, sure. So I made a donut flower basket. So I got like a little gift basket and I got these fresh donuts I made and I put them on like around flowers and made stems. And so I had flowers in there too, but then I put and made like them look like there was some flowers and then plus donut flowers in it. It was very creative. I only did it once because it was like hard work. But my friend's friend loved it. At this stage, we actually got the shits of doing markets. So we were actually in a permanent market. It was kind of like a weekend market. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday gig in Mullaney, actually, where my mum lives. So my mum used to come and feed me. And it was a great little community. So it had like whole lot of little markets of different people selling different foods. We were next to a coffee shop. And so we used to sell a fair bit of donuts. But it was a lot of work around a full-time job. I wouldn't go on a Friday because we both worked on Fridays. But then we would alternate. One would do Saturday and one would do Sunday. If I was away, Diego would do the Saturday and Sunday and then go to work for the week. So it became a little bit too much. We did try to want to hire someone to do it, but there's no money in that. There's just enough money in, doing it yourself. But anyway, that was just, so I wanted to share that, Monique. So a donut basket with flowers around it. It looked really cool. Okay, you've been doing it for 5 years. So street sales. So like, do you go to markets? Is that what you kind of do? Muffin YT. Is that Muffin YouTube? Welcome to the chat, Muffin YouTube. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, Monique. I just thought it was interesting. And I did post it online and a few people said, oh, I'd love to get one of them, but it was just a lot of work. There's more money in turnover of just turning over donuts. So guys, we're just doing a walk on the beach, walking with purpose. I'm walking on sand, training because next Friday is my D-Day. I'm walking 30 kilometres or 18 miles, depending on where you live, for a charity. I'm walking an awareness of mental health. So I've done this walk a couple of times. So I know I'll make it, no problems. But if you're not training for it, you will feel horrible doing the walk. Just saying, because the friends that I walk with, they haven't trained. One has trained. One has pulled out and they chucked their daughter into it, so I don't know how her training's going. And then another one of them in the chat that's doing the walk said, I haven't trained, I'll just wing it. So, yeah. 30 kilometres or 18 miles is not an easy thing to walk in one day. And it will pain, it will hurt. One year I did it with two groups of ladies, so there was 8 of us walking as a team. And then one lady suffered massive shin sprints. So we all had to kind of wait and slow down till she got, it took her hours to get rid of that. That was very painful for her. But, we had to finish the line together. We had to all go walk together and finish the line together. So, yeah. So it's not easy. And that's why I do train, because I don't want to be that person slowing down the team. And also, it's more the fact that, the next day I can pull up and go, yeah, I feel good. I know I feel like I've walked 30 kilometres, but I don't feel like I'm going to fall apart. Because some of the ladies do feel like they want to fall apart the next day or the next week. And, I love walking on the sand. I normally walk on the track up there most mornings. Friday morning here in Australia, and I normally wouldn't be doing this walk. I'd be doing Pilates first and the thing in the morning. So I wasn't planning to do this walk. As I said, this is just a bonus walk. And we're picking up some sea glass on the walk. Oh, okay. I'll check out your page, Monique. Am I a subscriber of yours? Do you subscribe to me, or you just jumped on the live? Because I have seen your name pop up before, but I don't know if I've seen you on a live before, or if I actually do follow you or subscribe to you. So here's my little shameless plug, guys. I'm literally 5 people away. Oh my gosh, guys, that's a big chunk of sea glass. I'm 5 subscribers away from having 500 subscribers, guys. And I'm only a little baby channel. So I'd appreciate if you're not subscribing to subscribe. Oh, I mean, obviously, don't subscribe if you don't like my stuff. Like, only subscribe if you want to see what I get up to. Ooh, look at that. How cool is that? That is a big chunk of sea glass. See, if I'm going to make a wind chime, a sea glass wind chime, that'd be like a great little dangle. Very good little dangle. Or that could be like a necklace. Like it could be a pendant. An earring? No, you need 2 of them for an earring. So I just put that in my little bucket. Okay, so you subscribe to me. So let me just screenshot. So is that your name of your channel? Monique Power? Pow? Because sometimes if you haven't commented on my channel, I probably haven't checked you out. Because I know a lot of people, they subscribe, but if they just subscribe and they don't check out my channel, I don't tend to go check them out or subscribe back, or sometimes people subscribe and they're like private subscribers, and then I don't actually know they've subscribed. So obviously I haven't gone to check out people's channels. So just, yeah, if you are a private subscriber, if you could please just come check out one of my posts or reels or one of your shorts or long film videos, and just put a comment so I can actually see who you are. Or if you're not obviously some people subscribe, like Deborah Warwick, she subscribes, but she's actually she doesn't post content. But if you want me to have a look at your content, give me a hint by, putting a comment on something of mine so I can check you out. There you go, Mary. So Mary has 2 channels in the chat, Blessed to Crochet and Blessing of Connections. I think it's Connections of Blessings. That's both Mary from Ohio. She's got 2 channels. And one of her channels is monetized already. And all the money that she earns from that channel goes to her mother, who has fibromyalgia. I can never say it right. Fibrobrasis. It's a long word. It's really debilitating disability. So that's a beautiful thing you do, Mary. Okay. Well, I've just screenshotted your name. And look, sometimes if I'm traveling, I don't respond to stuff. I'm like flat out, looking at my YouTube, to be honest. So that's another thing. Sometimes I miss a whole lot of stuff because I've been traveling. But I try to respond to everyone that comments on my pages. Channel, should I say, or my stuff. Oh, you're connected to her. Okay, cool. Great. Guys, it is really warming up, guys. It's now 8:33 a.m. So I've been walking for 2 hours. So it is hard walking on sand. It's slow. It's slow because, you know, it is slow. Trust me, it's slow. Plus, mind you, I did stop a lot, guys. And then I stopped to look at the chat sometimes too. And sometimes it's just nice to just walk along and just check out the water. Oh, it's so beautiful. So Matt D in Australia will be off doing a morning walk. He does a couple of walks a day. And let's send him happy vibes that he sees some whales today. I'm always excited to hear if he sees whales because it's just fascinating. Can you imagine walking along and then just, you know, just see a whale? Imagine that, like just a whale jumps up and breaches. How cool would that be, guys? That's his reality. I should try to get him to do lives when he does walks because it'd really be cool to see what he sees when he goes for a walk versus what I see when I go for a walk. Actually, you know what I should do? So on lives, with just using the YouTube app, you can actually send an invite to one person and so you share this half the page with them, basically. So I could maybe do that, actually. I might suggest that next time, see if he's up for it. He might not be up for it. Not everyone wants to, you know, do a live while they walk. Are you seriously, Mary? I've had 4 subscribers on this live this morning. Jeez, thank you. I don't know who they were. See, I probably should have said that at the start and say that a few times because people do subscribe, but I actually don't know who they are. Like sometimes you click your subscribe to see the subscribers, but it doesn't look like it's growing because they're private subscribers. It's interesting. So, Mary, obviously you do a few lives on your monetized channel. And how do you go with that? Like, obviously Doran does really good with his lives. And I'm not, like, this is not a regular thing that I'm going to do every day. I know I've been doing it every day at the moment, but I'm training, right? That's why I'm taking along for my walk. I've got to be walking anyway, so I'm just kind of doubling up, two birds, one stone, doing a live to, you know, have a chat and connect with you guys and build some watch hours just because I'm just curious on how it all works. I don't know for me personally if it's a long-term strategy to do lives every day. But hey, I'm not, you know, I'm open-minded at the moment. I'm just literally testing what this YouTube app does. I'm only a new kind of channel. Like I said, a little while ago, I joined YouTube probably about 7 years ago to be a YouTuber, and I posted one video and ran because I didn't know how it all worked. So I just joined Instagram instead. And then in the last kind of year and a half, I've stopped kind of posting on and Instagram as much. I still post there once a week. I post my crazy dances there, Dancing with Dora Wednesdays. And sometimes I post different things, but mainly I post now on YouTube. And it has been slow pickings. And I've got to say, when I've started connecting with you guys more with these lives, I think you guys have said in the comments that you've actually got to know me a little bit more. And, you know, you like my craziness. Whereas people said, oh yeah, I'll just show you that. That's a tractor that's digging up the sand for the weekend and make it all nice and fluffy for the weekend. So this is very much like a seaside little place on the weekends. People come, it's nice and safe for the kids to swim, build sand castles. There's fish and chip shops to have across the road. There's barbecues. Like you saw me last night, I had a barbecue at the beach, watching the full moon rise from here. It was so gorgeous. But yeah, people have said that, you know, when they watch YouTube long form videos, and mine, I said, look, I don't get a huge lot of views on my videos. I mean, I guess I don't have a lot of views because I don't have a lot of people that follow me or subscribe. Whereas they said that if they're watching lives, they can connect with you and like, you know, they get to know my quirky stories and, you know, laugh at my antics basically. Whereas when I'm editing videos together, I guess I'm probably cutting out some of my antics. I mean, I'm not fake in my videos. I don't, you know, for example, Diego, my partner, I sometimes have him on my videos and he farts. It's a natural, you know, not everyone loves farting, but I'm Australian. We're all about toilet humour here. We think farting's funny. I mean, some people probably think that's very dirty and like, you know, that should be, you know, not be talked about. But, you know, I don't take things very seriously, guys. I'm very much, it is what it is. So, I leave farting in the video and I'm laughing about it now. That's just me, okay? And I do film funny things about toilets. I find toilets fascinating. I know it's very weird, but hear me out, guys, okay? I do a lot of hiking, and when you're hiking, you do actually have to do wild wees, right? Because there's nowhere to wee. And, you know, we're not guys that can just, you know, pee on a tree. There's a little bit more thinking about it when you're a lady. So anyway, it's a bit of anxiety when you're peeing, right? And I've got a funny knee, so squatting is not easy. So I have a she-wee, and I've had many epic fails with the she-wee. And when I say epic fails, I mean I wee over myself. Not cool, just saying. I did that once on my first day of, I did the track to Everest Base Camp, and on my first day I weed on myself. And you don't shower on that track. So 10 days, I weed on myself. Yep, not pretty. So the she-wee sucks, or maybe it was me, I can't use it properly. And then I found this other thing called chickpea, and it's so much better. So that's really been cool. But so I kind of document that on some of my stories, and I just talk about how cool it is that this is a toilet block, right? This might be the same for you wherever you live, that I find it really cool that I can go to that toilet and there's always toilet paper. 90% of the time there's toilet paper. Whereas when you travel, like I like to backpack, if you travel to like Asia, I'm always carrying around a roll of toilet paper in my backpack because toilet paper is not a given. If you go to Mexico, like there's no public toilets, there's hardly any public toilets. You got to go to like cafes or buy a drink at a cafe to go to the toilet. And I drink a lot of water, so I need to wee all the time. I know it sounds weird that I talk about toilets, but that's what this is just life. Like I'm just kind of documenting reality. Like when you hike, you got to wee, and I'm sharing is caring. I'll take you on for the ride. So anyway, cool. I'll be interested to see when I get off this live who has subscribed and check out their channel. So I've nearly done one lap, and it's taken me nearly 2 hours to do one lap, which is about 5 or 6 Ks. So yeah, I didn't do it fast. And if I was doing the real walk, I wouldn't have stopped to look at pelicans for like half an hour. Though, in saying that, guys, it is whale season. And one year when I did the walk, we were walking along the beach. Like literally, this is me walking. And we're like, holy wow, there's whales. And there was whales jumping in the distance. It was very cool. So if I do see that on my walk next week, I will stop and do a live and show you the whales. I don't think I will do a live from the whole walk because it'll just distract me. And personally, the walk for me is to reflect a little bit and to think about my friend Esther, who's not with us anymore. And yeah, so I'm walking in her place. So I do a bit of soul searching on that walk. Yeah, Monique, it's if we have a nice day, like this is Friday, right, here in Australia, I don't know why. It would probably be very much similar weather next week unless we have a storm. And then it could be raining. So it could be completely, it's 50-50. Could be just as beautiful like this. I think I've done it 2 or 3 years now. I missed out last year doing it. Too many of my friends had injuries, so no one really wanted to walk the 30 kilometres with me. And last year needed a team of 4 people. This year they've dropped it to only having 2 people in the team. So your minimum is you can't walk by yourself. You have to have a minimum team of 2. I've got 3 other women that are going to walk with me. But yeah, the other years I've walked, the weather has been perfectly beautiful. In the morning, at 7:30 in the morning, it's a bit cool and, you might want a jumper. But then when you start walking, you strip it off. That is a really nice piece of sea glass. Hey, Deb. I'm fine, mate. I'm really good. How are you feeling? How's your stomach? I'm glad you found me. So Deb found me, like Deb has been jumping on my lives probably for the last 2 weeks. We have a little chat, but she hadn't figured out how to subscribe to my channel. So she only found me through lives. So yesterday she's like sending me messages on my videos going, I found you. So it was very cute. So Monique, I didn't actually hear where you're from. So Deborah is from Spring, Texas, and Mary's from Ohio. I'm just going to guess that you're probably from America. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to finish our live here. There is someone just up there having a coffee, so I don't want to interrupt their solace. Oh, Gina, how you going? Okay, let me move over a bit. That way I can have a chat. Gina, how you going? Nice to see you, Gina. Gina's another one of my friends that I've met probably a lot through the lives. So I've met a lot of you through the lives, haven't I? So Gina, heartily happy. You're also from America. Whereabouts are you from America? I've kind of forgotten. And Monique, you're from Georgia, USA. Cool. Oh, look at this, guys. These are the steps going up to the road. And look, you've got a random, somewhat a weed, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. So Mary, are you egging me on? Are you egging me on to do a dance? Oh, Mary. I could do a dance. Okay, let me just have a bit of water first, guys. We've had a nice walk, guys. We've been walking for about 2 hours on this beach. Mainly me stopping and looking at pelicans. Oh. But Mary has challenged me to dance. Oh, did I just reach 5,000 subscribers? Oh, Mary, I have to dance then, don't I? Crap. I have to do a happy dance, don't I? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Thanks, guys. That is just so unexpected. Whoops. Unexpected. All right, let me set the camera up. I thought you were just daring me for the fun of it, Mary. But considering I've just made 500 subscribers, that's nuts, guys. Wow. That's actually, wow, I can't believe that. Okay. All right, let me set you up. Now just pretend, oh, whoops. You gotta pretend there's like dance music. Like, I love DJ music. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Actually, no, we're gonna do YMCA because we all know YMCA. No, Nutbush. Okay. Do we all know Nutbush City? You know, Tina Turner. Okay, we're doing Nutbush, okay, guys? Ready? This is my 500 subscribers dance. Let me just make sure it doesn't fall. Stay there. Okay. Nutbush City. Nutbush City now. Nutbush City. Nutbush City. Nutbush City. 500 subscribers on YouTube. Wacky do, guys. That is nuts. Oh my God, people are like going, what is she doing? I cracked myself up. Thanks, guys. That is just so... I wasn't expecting that at all. Now I'm thirsty. That is crazy, guys. Okay, so that was the Nutbush City. Did you recognize the dancing? Were you singing the song in the background? All right, this is my tripod. I can see the chat here. I'm gonna do a bit of stretching while I have a little chat. You guys are talking to yourself, aren't you? Not me. Yes, I will make a short out of that, Mary. So what I normally do, I have to wait about 24 hours and it will download, then I can download the live. I do actually have a spare phone with me and I normally do like capture that on the phone. But I just wanted to do something raw and it was just for you guys. And yeah, if I can download it, I will, but it's like normally 24 hours later. Oh my God, I've got 500 subscribers. That's crazy. Well, thanks guys. And if you guys shared that, my channel, that's probably what happened there. I reckon Mary, you probably shared my channel. So I appreciate you. I mean, like I said, you know, I'd rather have people subscribe because they like my content, not because they want to, you know, help me get to 500 subscribers. But I do appreciate that I did get to 500 subscribers. That's crazy. Crazy, guys. Like 500 subscribers, 500 people that they're not my family and my friends. I mean, I know you are like my friends now, but you know, these are not people that live anywhere near me, associated with me. We are like, you know, separated by lots of water, different continents, different, like we post about different things. Like, you know, I post about adventures that I do. And yeah, I feel very privileged, guys. Thank you. It's very weird that I'm kind of like having a speech. Wow, that's pretty cool. When I hit 100 subscribers, I did a happy dance. So thank you for reminding me to do a happy dance, Mary. I'm a little bit like surprised. You caught me off guard. Like I didn't think, yeah, wow, thank you. It's crazy. Wow. Okay, guys. Anyway, it's great to connect with you guys, Mary. Thank you very much. Gina, nice to see your face again, or your name in the chat. Monique, it was nice to connect with you. I will check out your gift basket channel. That's pretty cool. We have Paul D in the background. Thank you always, you know, I appreciate you, mate. Deborah was just watching me dance on a bus. It was a train. Yeah, it was a train. It was called, you should Google the Tube Girl Challenge. And there's a girl, she's a Malaysian girl, but was living in London and she was dancing on a train, a tube. So it's called the Tube Girl Challenge. It's about 2 years ago and I just revamped it. I just was on a train and I thought, Tube Girl vibes, let's just dance. That's me, I just random dance. I just got made to 500 subscribers and I just danced. But I think a lot of you guys know that I just dance for the fun of it. I'm just being funny. It's called for shits and giggles, basically. Shits and giggles. I do it for myself because I piss myself laughing at my own dancing because it's pretty funny. And then if I make you dance in the background or make you giggle in the background, then my job's done, isn't it? So, yeah. So anyway, guys, on that, I was literally going to go away, and then I saw that little comment from Mary saying you should do a happy dance. And I thought, oh, yeah, I could do a happy dance. And then you said, oh, because you've got 500 subscribers. I'm like, crap. Oh, and I was just showing you a flower. That was the flower I was showing you guys. It's very beautiful. I think we're going to have to end it on that. You're, Paul, always lurking in the background. Yes, you are. Anyway, guys, I'm going to love and leave you. Happy Friday to people waking up in Australia. Paul, have a great day. Hope you see some whales. And I know there was Luke in the background too from Port Macquarie. And the rest of you guys, I know there was Matt from Cheshire, Deb from Texas, Mary from Ohio, Monique from Georgia, and Gina, where are you from? GA. Oh, so you're from, is that GA means Georgia too? Is that right? See you tonight. Probably. Am I that just, you know, like you just know that I'm going to pull the phone out this afternoon on my walk? Probably, yeah. I haven't done that much walking today, guys, so I probably do need to do some walking this afternoon. I spent too much time gas bagging and looking at the lovely, hey guys, something's happening. These are the fisher guys. You can hear them in the background. They're talking there. There must be some fish on. Are the fish coming?
Yeah, I think so.
Mullet again?
Yeah, mullet.
Okay. So they've got the walkie-talkies. So they literally walk up and down the beach, checking out. So there must be someone out there. You can see him out there. So he must be telling them that the mullet's on. So that's a bit of excitement, guys. The mullet's on. Well, it could be on. Could be on. These guys are obviously talking to the guy on the boat through the walkie-talkie. Actually, down the bottom there, if you can see there, right down there, they're backing the boats into the water. So they're private, they're actually licensed fishermen. You're not allowed to do this. Like if I put my boat in the water here, I'd probably get arrested because you're not allowed to. You have to have a license. I mean, there is a boat ramp there you can go down, but like on these beaches here, it's like a private beach, or it's a public beach for the people. But yeah, these guys have got licenses that they can. And I think this guy's part of it too. So this is pretty cool, guys. I might actually stay on for a little bit more to see what happens. I'm always curious. I like mullet. Mullet's really tasty. YMCA. Happy Dance YMCA. Yep, I did the Nutbush City, guys. Yep, there's the guys. There's 3 of them there. They're all kind of talking about the fishy. Can you imagine the conversation? I'm just going to pretend what the conversation is, guys. On the 2-way. This is on me on the 2-way. Mate, I think the fish are jumping. I think the fish are coming. I think mullet's coming. Quick. Back the boat in. I think the mullet's coming. Let's go. Let's go. When did they quit whaling? I think back in the 70s, actually. So that island there, Moreton Island, there's a little resort there called Tangalooma, and it used to be called Tangalooma, like a whaling station. So the resort there actually have kept the whaling deck, so you can actually climb up onto the deck, and it's pretty high. Like I don't know, pretty high. I don't know. I'm shocking with dimensions, okay, but it's like 3 stories, maybe 2 stories, and they used to drag the the dead whales up onto the slaughter deck and then slaughter them, like cut them in pieces. So then the whales, obviously half of them were dead when they were dragged up, but the sharks got wind of this, so there's a lot of sharks out here and less whales. But yeah, back in the in the 70s, early 80s, it finished. So back in the day, there would have been whales through here, and maybe one day we'll see more. But there is a whale watching boat. It goes to the point out here. It's called Flinders Point, the point of the island. It's a famous reef called Flinders Point, and a lot of sharks do hang out there because there's whales. I have actually dived there. I don't know what drugs I was on that day, but I took Diego on his birthday for an introductory dive, and I didn't plan to go to that dive site. I thought we'd go somewhere on the Sunshine Coast, but they actually took us to Flinders Point, and I was like crapping myself going, shit, this is a renowned place for whales. And guys, it was my best dive I've ever done. Best dive ever done. And you know what? We heard whales singing in the water. So obviously when you're diving, you're underwater, but you can hear stuff. You can hear like the parrotfish gnawing away on the coral, but you can also hear the whales in the background, doing their singing. It was so beautiful. I didn't see any whales, but we saw them. We could hear them in the water. Didn't see any sharks, thank goodness. But I'm not too scared of sharks anymore because, they live in the water. I live on land. So if I go into their water, I have to, be prepared that I could face a shark. Okay, what's happening, guys? No, they haven't gone in the water yet. So maybe they just saw some mullet and they haven't decided to get in the water yet. We do have lots of whales, hey, so obviously, Paul, tell us about your island, Phillip Island. You said to me there's like 7 or 8 places that are kind of famous, like the areas that you could walk to and see whales, on a good day. So is there like whale watching in your area? Or is this just a local thing for locals that walk around and you don't tell tourists about it because you don't want us to come, ruin your vibe? Oh, yeah, Mary. Okay. Well, yeah, I have done. Well, we can do that on the YouTube app because, as I said, we can just have one. I'm on one side of the page and you're on the other side of the page. Yeah, we can do that, Mary. I'll reach out to you, okay? Hey, Paul, if you're still there, I was suggesting that maybe one day, if you're game, for you to go out on a walk and we could do a YouTube, walk together. Like, you don't have to have StreamYard. We can just do it on the YouTube app. I have one side of the page and you have the other side, if you're game. I mean, obviously you don't have to. Not everyone wants to do a live while they walk around and show their local area. But I just thought, you talk about walking a lot and obviously I love walking. So that'd be a really cool thing to connect with. Okay, so you have whale watching and lots of locations for viewing. Cool. Have you done one of them? I haven't done the one here that goes out from my peninsula. I've done them at Hervey Bay. Hervey Bay is about 3 hours from where I live, north. That's quite a bountiful area where you see humpback whales. That was the first place I did a whale watching. It was amazing. I've done 2 of them at the Gold Coast, and that was amazing too. And then I've done a few down in Sydney. It wasn't so good down in Sydney, got to be honest. Well, Paul, would you be interested in doing that? So basically what happens is, so before I do a live, I can actually invite someone and I just send the link. So I think I send it via YouTube. So I click on the link that says invite a YouTube. You can only do one, it's like only 2 people on the live. It's not like StreamYard that you can have like 3 or 4 people, 10 people. And then basically I send the link and then I go on the live and then only half the page is, like you see half of me on the page and the other half's just black, waiting for the other person to jump on the live. So if I just send it to you randomly and you didn't see it, I would spend the whole live with half the screen. So I can flick between the back and the front camera, but it's only half the screen. And then if you say yes to the invite, then you jump on the live, and then the other half is you. So we're both technically face to face on the page. And then we can flick between the front camera and the back camera, just like I normally do. Like, now you see me, now you don't. Yeah, but Mary's keen on doing one. Obviously, yeah, we can, you don't, technically I could be walking and you could be stopping and then doing a little bit of walk, but it'd be just really nice to, connect with you face to face again, Mary. Yeah, I'll send you an email and we'll try to organise something. But yeah, Paul, if you're interested, yeah, nah, you're not interested? I mean, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm not sure if you said yeah, nah for something else or yeah, nah to the live. Would you like to have a crack one day? Hey, Nancy Tracker. Nancy's from Canada and she is my hiking buddy. She's a true blue backpacker, man. She does solo overnights hiking. She does some absolute fun stuff, guys. If you're interested, well, we're all talking about walking, right, in the chat. Check out Nancy Tracker. That is her. That is actually the name of your channel too, isn't it? Yeah. She's from Canada, but she does lots of. Actually, you're from Canada, but aren't you living in America at the moment, Nancy? I could have that wrong. But yeah, Nancy does some really good solo hiking, and she does hardcore hiking, man. She hikes with a big backpack, carrying her tent and stuff, and does overnights. You are like my. I want to be like you, Nancy. I want to be able to do a solo hike. I did set a goal for myself by watching your channel, mind you, last year, saying next year, 2025, I want to do my first solo overnight. I haven't got there yet, guys. It's July, I know, and I still got half the year, so it still could happen. I have to invest in a tent first, a proper tent. The tent I have is not waterproof, and I think half of it's missing, so probably not a good idea. Yeah, nah to the live. Okay, cool. No, I get it, Paul. I kind of said before when you were lurking in the background that I'd ask you because, you're my number one fan, man. I appreciate you. So obviously, if I was ever going to do a first live with someone, it would be you walking along the beach. So that's why I wanted to give you the option first. But yeah, Mary's put a hand up. So I will check you out. I mean, I will send you a message, Mary. And then the Philippines. You've been living in the Philippines? I didn't know that, Nancy. Have you been talking about it in your channel? Or have I completely missed that? No, Nancy, honestly, I've watched you in awe. I mean, I only started following you last year. And I watched this funny, it was a great channel. It was a great video. She's actually in her local town, or the town that she was within at the time. She snuck into a showground undetected, and late in the afternoon, and she wanted to do a solo camp out and not detected, but in it was in a showground by the kind of near the bush. So she was a little bit hidden. But it was a little bit suspenseful, you're sticking your head out going, is anyone watching me? Is there anyone around? Okay, I can set up my tent. And I think you didn't even, you brought your own food with you because you didn't want to have a fire, because you didn't want to bring stuff and, draw attention to yourself by having a campfire. It was a really interesting video. I really liked it. I bet you it got quite a few views because it was quite interesting video. Oh, so you're going to the Philippines in 3 months in October. Whereabouts in the Philippines? Because I've only been once. I went to the Palawan Islands, absolutely spectacular. Philippines Islands is blew me away. Yes, so what I'm talking about, maybe you're interested too, Nancy, because you're a big walker too, like my biggest walker fan. So just because obviously okay, Nancy, you probably haven't seen this, but I've been doing lives walking along the beach. I'm doing a 30-kilometre walk next Friday, actually. So 18 miles, 30 kilometres on sand. So I've been training on sand, and I've been doing lives and taking you guys on the walk. So I've just finished my walk. I literally was about to turn off the live, but someone just pointed out, well, Mary did, that I just got hit 500 subscribers, so I had to do a happy dance. So I just did the Nutbush City dance, and then I just saw these guys. There's some commercial fishermen here. They're about to do a mullet run. So I was kind of got sidetracked with that. And then I saw your name pop up and I had to talk about you. And then we're talking about doing lives because with a YouTube live, you can actually collaborate with someone else. So half the screen is me, and then the half the screen is another person. So technically we could be walking along, having a chat. So I'm on half the screen and then someone else can be on the half the screen. So Mary, who has 2 channels in the chat here, she's from Ohio, and she loves to do, like, connect with people. I connected with her on a live, actually, on someone else's live, and she was on the live and I was on the live with a few other people, and we were kind of doing this YMCA dance. You had to be there, it was quite funny. Anyway, but I met Mary through that, and she's connected with me through the lives and jumped on, and yeah, she's all about connection. And she just said, hey, I'd love to, do a live with you while you're walking. And she said, look, I'm not much of a long walker, but I said, hey, that's okay. I can do the walking and you can sit there and, do a little bit of walking. So that's what I meant by the collaboration. And I was asking Paul D Australia, and he's you need to check out his channel, guys. I think I've talked about him through my chat. So I don't want to oversell him because, you might think that, I'm paid by Paul, like I'm sponsored by Paul D Australia. I'm just being funny. So Paul is my number one fan. I mean, I'm his number one fan, should I say? He's always shouting me out in my live, saying that everyone should subscribe and like and comment and do all the nice things. So anyway, that's what I was talking about. He doesn't want to join me on this live, so I had to ask him first because he's a walker. He goes walking about 2 or 3 times a day on an island on the bottom of Australia called Phillip Island. So I think, Nancy, you'd be probably quite interested in his channel. Paul D Australia is exactly what his channel's called. And he shows different things that he's doing on his island and different animals he sees, and then he posts about his travels too. But he's a walker like us. I think everyone's a walker, but to different degrees. Like Mary just said that, she can't walk a lot. That's okay. But, if you can walk with me, why not? So if you're interested in doing that, Nancy, I'm happy to do a little. All it is basically, before I do a live, I just send you an invite, and then you get the invite and you say yes, and then you're on half the channel and I'm on half the channel, and we're just talking. And then you can flip the channel around and show where you're walking. Then you can flip it around again, and then we're talking again. So I mean, if you're interested, I'd just send you an email. That's all it is, basically. I've never done it side by side walking. So if you're up for it, Mary's up for it, so I will reach out, Mary. But guys, I am going to go. Okay, so you're going to Sigagu Island. I've never heard of that island. Whereabouts is that in, Nancy? Whereabouts in the Philippines is it? It's really interesting. So you're going in October. 3 months and you're going to that island. Well, that will be fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what adventures you get up to there. I'm sure you'll show us. So anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed the live. It had a lot of different stuff. We had pelicans, we had walking. Of course, I was talking about why I'm doing this walk. I'm walking for awareness of mental health. It's very important for my own mental health, your mental health, for my friend Esther, who's no longer with us because of her mental health. So that's what I walk for a purpose. I walk from Esther, and I miss my friend. And it's an opportunity for me to have a chat. Some days I get pretty deep into the chat about mental health and my why. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about that right now. But hey guys, thank you for supporting, you know, my channel and my live. You know, obviously I'm just doing these lives to just take you on my walk with me and just kind of talk about mental health. But, you know, there's been a lot of things that have come out of it, like connections. Sorry, Mary's got here. What is Mary saying here? No, Nancy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can test that out, Nancy. So the biggest thing is, wherever you're going to be walking, you need to have reception. So obviously I know this beach here, I've got full reception. So I mean, I'd love to do it out in the bush, but you don't always get reception, which is probably not a bad thing, because when you're in the bush, you don't want reception from phones. You want connection with the trees. But hey, just think of a place where you've got good connection. I'll send you an email. So yeah, and obviously Mary, I'll send you an email too. And Paul will roast us in the chat. No, he does. He's in Australia. We're very, what's the word? Cheeky. And we like to give each other shit. And I don't mean to sometimes come across cheeky. I mean, yes, I do. Sorry, what am I saying? I do like to come across that way. It's just my personality. I don't mean any disrespect, and I'm not bullying people. I'm just kind of having a bit of banter. That's what it is, banter. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting. Oh God, I can't believe I'm 500 subscribers. That's nuts. So thank you. Anyway, thanks for joining me on my walk. Can I just say one thing, that, you know, because I am talking about mental health. So if you know someone that is, you know, feeling a bit low at the moment, and I know some people even in the chat have said they've been a bit low and they're at crossroads. So, you know, different things can make us not feel good that day. But if you know someone that's not feeling good, can I just say, can you just reach out to them today and just, it's not about saying, hey, are you feeling okay? Just even send them a funny meme, or just say, hey, how you going? Or maybe even just send them a funny cat video. I don't know, but just try to brighten someone's day. In a day, you know, in a world where sometimes there's lots of doom and gloom, if we can just give someone some bright, positive, not toxic positivity, but like something distracting, if that's what I'm trying to say. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Just if someone knows that someone's thinking of them, it can just change their day. And it might not even be about what's going on with their lives. They don't want to talk about it. That's, you know, they just want to be distracted. So anyway, if I can just say, if you can just reach out to someone, a friend or a family member that you haven't reached out to for a while, and just say, hey, g'day. That's it. Anyway, thank you guys. What has Paul said? Oh, Paul, thank you. You know I love you. See you guys.